Hello. I guess you're wondering where I've been, right? Well, I took a break, needless to say. And it was a much needed break, though. It was a break for many reasons. And it was something that I needed to do. I probably could have done it a little bit more gracefully, maybe said something, but it just happened kind of. It wasn't a planned break, and then I just felt that I was just really drained of energy, and I couldn't. There were just so many things that I couldn't get to, and making videos was definitely one of them. I took a big break from a lot of things, a lot of YouTube in general, watching videos. I don't watch nearly as many videos as I used to, and I needed to actually put my energy into something else. I needed to recharge, and I was actually kind of questioning a lot of things as well, just kind of wondering if things were real, if what life was, what my life was, what my purpose is, and I kind of also stepped away from my spirituality, and I think I wasn't really fulfilling myself or refilling the cup, so to say. And so that's one of the things that, as people who kind of go across the veil, I guess you could say, diviners, tarot readers, tea leaf readers, any kind of reader, they expend a lot of energy, and if it's not replenished, you can really get yourself burned out. And and two, I also kind of separated from a group that I was with, and it was kind of it was a separation that definitely needed to happen, but it took me a while to fully release that and fully just decide that that isn't where I wanted to be. And so I did a lot of healing in that aspect, and really understanding who I am, what I expect out of people, and how I expect and will accept to be treated. Um, I've got some oolong tea here. So, and one of the things that I can kind of relate to what happened and why I needed to take this hiatus is when I first started doing shadow work, maybe about, I don't know, 5, 7 years ago. I kind of had a similar situation kind of happen. It was like a really big tower moment, I guess you could say. And everything just kind of imploded. Though it wasn't as serious this time, and my bounce back was a lot quicker because I had already been through the first implosion, right? So the second one was a little bit more familiar. I knew how to kind of work with it, kind of go with the flow a little bit better. And so what happened back then was there was immense growth on all levels for me, and I kind of feel like that's where I'm headed now. So I'm really kind of coming back from the rubble, I guess you could say. And I've kind of decided where to really put my energies and where I want to take this channel. For one, I love tarot reading, I really do, and I really enjoy being of service to others. So I'm going to continue the tarot reading and continue posting videos on that, but I also want to help people kind of navigate through these times, of these tower times, try to aid when the tower just kind of comes crumbling down, which you're left with, and all this debris, how you're going to rebuild again, what you can do, and kind of be of assistance, and us as a community be of assistance as well, because people that I think are drawn to my videos, drawn to my style of reading and stuff like that, I think we're kind of the same thread, I guess you could say, and we all kind of have the same ideals, and we can help one another. We can share our experiences and help one another. So that's kind of that is where I want to head this channel, be more of service, offer things other than just tarot readings. And so, I had a thought on my head, in my mind, and it fluttered away like a cute flutterfly. Um, so I did I have been wanting to make videos, but it was just like, oh, I should make a video, but I didn't do it, So it was like my heart really wasn't into it. And when I was kind of going through that questioning phase, I kind of really wondered if, like I was started saying, like, we apply meaning to everything, and why, does the moon mean this? Why does the Saturn mean that? And who gets to decide this? And who decided what stars come together to make that particular constellation? And I was really questioning just just everything. And I was questioning my abilities as a tarot reader too, and I was wondering if I was even legit, and it was kind of crazy because I enjoy reading tarot so much, and I've helped many people. I've helped myself through many different situations because of what I can see in the cards and what I can discern from the images and things like that. And I think it was just a learning. It was something that I needed to learn and really see for myself that it is true, kind of when I started working with my altar and the elements, and I started being able to communicate with things that aren't usually and naturally seen by others. And my ability to just kind of know things, and at first I, was just kind of like, that can't be real, but then as it started happening again and again, and I started to actually focus and put more energy into being able to see things and understand things and know things, then it started to become more clear to me. But then it's kind of almost like I got to this pinnacle, and then I started to question myself again. I was like, is this really even real? I mean, I know it's been happening all this time, and it was just not a happy time for my brain, my mind, my heart space, because everything to me was just a question, and I was looking at everything with squinty eyes and, giving the side eye. And it was just, it was actually driving me crazy, and actually it was driving me to a point where I even questioned my own existence. I was like, am I even alive? Am I a figment of my imagination? I mean, it got pretty bad. But luckily I kind of, like I said, I rode the wave. I pulled myself out of it, and I'm kind of back. I say kinda, but I think I'm back. And so those are the things that I want to share with people, because I definitely wouldn't say I'm definitely not the only one who goes through things like this, and me questioning myself and being alive as a person, that's happened to me before too. And and I just never really focused on it, meditated on it, thought about it, sought guidance from my altar, and my ancestors and whatnot. And this time I did. So I've kind of come out of the rubble, so to say, kind of like a newborn phoenix, I guess. I just got that image in my head of a phoenix just kind of coming out of this smoking pile of of rocks, reborn, shiny and new and glowing, and ready to share the light, to share information. And that's really what I want to do. I want to be of service, and I want to use what I've learned and what I've worked with to help others. So I'm still, like I said, going to do readings. And the one thing that I've always struggled with is the situation with the signs, right? Not every Scorpio is going to be going through the exact same thing at the exact same time. And on top of that, we have all of the zodiacal signs within our charts because of the house system, right? And I've been preaching that, and I wholeheartedly still believe that. But I don't really know how to move away from making readings that are just sign-based. I don't know if people normally search for problems that they're having, like, should I take this job? Do they put that into YouTube? I have no idea. And I don't know that my readings should be so specific like that. But it's just something that I guess I'm going to have to work with. And if you, as my viewer, have any ideas on how I can kind of tweak that, I would really appreciate it. No suggestion is dumb, because even if it doesn't make sense to someone else, or it doesn't fully make sense to me, there might be just a little nugget of inspiration within your suggestion that might help draw something out of it. Like I said, we're a community. And so we can come up with these, oh, that's my dog. We can come up with solutions together. Okay. My husband was home. He had to get his guitar. He has a guitar lesson. Anyway, one thing that I wanted to say was that the format of my readings is going to be a little bit different. Setting everything up to do these readings was really difficult because it would take about 30-45 minutes to get set up. I would have to unfold my desk and then put out my altar, and then do the lighting and the camera setup. I had 2 cameras, and it was a lot of work to get set up and to take everything down. And I couldn't leave it up because I was in my room. Let's see if you can see over there. It's over there in that corner. Let me show you. Wrong way. See, right over there is where we are. You see my little dream catcher, and so that's where we were sitting. And so now I'm going back old school. When I first started making videos, I was doing it in my windowsill. So I'm going to do that again. The setup's going to be way easier on me, and I don't think I'll be able to be like face-to-face video, because I really want to show you guys your cards and the spread. And but I'll still be doing these chats. I'm like I said, I'm going to help. I gave tips on altars, and maybe I can help you guys make some salves and stuff like that, and just kind of what I'm doing, and anything that I'm doing, it might give you some inspiration on how it can help you, and then you can share what you're doing, and maybe we can even do some lives and things like that. So I'm just going to tweak the channel just a little bit. I'm still doing readings, but I'm also going to be more focused, not focused. What's the word? I'm also going to throw in there as to how you can help yourself come out of the rubble, so to say. And then, and hopefully we can build a community and we can all help one another. Whoa. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear that, because I put my microphone over here to my left, which is probably going to, like, you're looking at it and it looks like I'm pointing to my right, but I put it over here, and now I'm holding the microphone. And anyway, I hope the audio is going to be okay, what I just said. So I'm just going to briefly repeat it, just in case it's not. I don't want to re-record this video again. I don't even know what I said. Basically, I said I was moving. I'm moving spots. The format, the setup of everything's going to be just a little bit different. Going back to the windowsill, just putting up all of that, the setup, the 2 cameras, the lighting was really time consuming. So I'm just going to keep it simple, and so yeah. And I'm also going to share different things that we can do, like make little things for our altar out of various different items. I was thinking of maybe making an altar broom, and the altars get pretty dusty, and we've got to keep that space clean. And so just many different things. Yep, many different things. And I do want to give a shout out to one of my viewers. It was an Ophucus viewer, and they kind of catapulted me to coming back. It had always been on my mind that I wanted to come back. I want to come back, but I never actually just like did the video and all of that. It was always just like, oh, I've got to do this, got to pull that out. And my viewer said that they went back through the Ophucus reading, and that everything that I said in the reading, it was true, and it happened, and it was just like I said, which was wonderful. It validated me externally, and it's always nice to get feedback. And I think for people who do a lot of these tarot readings, when there's isn't any feedback, it's kind of like, well, is this working for anybody? I mean, is this helping anyone? And am I doing this just for myself? And so when that person let me know that they really helped me, they even sent me they bought me some coffees, which was amazing as well. And I'm very thankful for that. I don't know if the person wants me to out them and say their name, so I'm not going to say their name, but you know who you are. Thank you so much. And so this next video that I'm going to do is going to be an Ophucus reading as a way of saying thanks to that person for giving me that little flick off the edge that I needed. I always knew I was going to come back. I wanted to come back. I just hadn't taken the time to actually do it. So today I'm going to do a quick reading, and it's going to be in my windowsill. Not going to be as fancy, but that's okay. That's okay. And we're gonna get through this, and maybe eventually I will get a new space, and I'll be able to have a setup where I don't need to constantly take down and put back up, which would be easier on me. So that's that. I do want to share something with y'all. This deck that I have called Devil in the Details, and it was a Kickstarter by Chip Hudson, and this deck is excellent, I would say, for shadow work. Okay, let's see. The art is beautiful. He did an amazing job, and he also produced this book. So I believe you can get this deck for $50. I don't know how much the book is, but the book has the meanings what that he put behind each of the drawings, each of the cards, and basically it's just a really big 8x11 book. And let's see. Ooh, I hit the mic. And each of the minors has a page. I mean, the writing is pretty big. It's like 16 fonts. But he has his own meaning for the cards, and the cards have, it's not the typical Golden Dawn reading meaning, my bad. So here's the Fool, and just to give you guys some examples of how this looks, I'm going to do a flip through on my other channel. I don't know if my viewers on this channel would appreciate flip throughs, but I do on my personal channel. I do flip throughs. So we've got the Hierophant, which is kind of cool, and this is a card about really understanding. I think really understanding who you are, but this whole deck is really about understanding who you are. Oh, and this Hermit card. This Hermit, I'm going to actually read what this says on the Hermit. Let me pull the book out, which I think is amazing. It's not so much as, the Hermit going into the cave, but it's similar, right? So it says, the mirror lies, or do we just refuse to hear the truth? We stare every day into our own reflection, seeing every flaw, every scar, every blemish, every perceived imperfection that we ruefully believe when the mirror whispers to us. Hearing its judgmental criticisms, like an overzealous medium, often imagine she hears the dead speak through her Ouija board. So that is a big run-on sentence, but basically it's saying that when the mirror whispers to us, is it that voice that a medium, a fake medium per se, would feel that she hears from the dead? Like, is that voice even real? Whether this self-image we see is in a poorly lit room or on the momentarily dark, fingerprinted, smudged screen that we stare at blankly each day, we must look more deeply at ourselves to be certain of what we see, who and what we actually are, and not simply who or what others tell us. And so the Hermit is about really, this Hermit is really about is understanding who we are and not listening to what others have to say. And so this is a great deck, I would say, for shadow work for anyone interested in looking, anyone who's interested in maybe getting a different deck. The Tower is the Clock Tower. Kind of cool. It's got a really buttery finish. The edges aren't gilded. But I will do a flip through and I will add it to this description. And then he did each of the cards, each of the minors is an illustration as well. It's not like a pip deck or anything. Here's the Queen of Cups. So I really enjoy his art. I like his style, and I really am enjoying the book. I've only read up through the major arcana, but I hope you're not hearing me as I'm holding and moving around this microphone. Okay. So that's where I am. That's what's been going on with me. That's where the channel is headed. And thanks again for sticking around. I did lose maybe about 20 subscribers, I think. I can't exactly remember how many I had when I left. But now I'm below 400. Yeah. And but it's okay. I completely understand. I've unsubscribed to some videos too, but hopefully they'll be back. If not, that's fine. People are in our lives for a reason, and sometimes they leave for no reason at all. And I completely understand that. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will have that Ophiuchus video up really soon. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you next video. Bye.